Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, ImperialDane. We are off here to an exhilarating 1 vs 1 on Samoski Winter. Yes, indeed, Samoski Winter. We shall be watching the northern part of the map, Lethalpi, here fighting for the Soviet Union and the glory of Comrade Stalin, rolling out here for the 3rd Tank Corps versus ImperialDane here fighting for the right for the Panzergrenadier Division Feldherrn Halle. Sturmpioniers als Lansing. And we're seeing also here an immediate choice of guardsmen here for Lethalpi. On the other side, we're getting Luftwaffe Ground Forces Special Operations and Fortifications Doctrine, with some Volksgrenadiers on survey here already. Second conscript squad there also on the way for Lethalpi.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Sturmpioneers moving ahead here, going to focus up on the left side of things and move straight here for the fuel point as humanly possible and set up some defensive positions there, sort of ensure that fuel flows reasonably freely across, well, the German part of the map anyways. Conscripts sneaking out there, so far we're seeing Lethalpi splitting out with a bit of focus on, of course, the fuel point, but also the victory points here. And also note here, quickly pops into the building, a quick reconnaissance move to ensure there's no one hiding on the other side. Or at least then he can get a few free shots at them. But focusing on the left side, as the Oberkommand Western says, building to cut up farther away, and those can't easily sort of block things up, meaning here's for the Germans, this is actually a safer point to go for, no matter where you are on, which end you start on. Moving up Sturmpioneers, moving up Volksgrenadiers, third one on the way here, our second squad on the way there. Setting up some quick barbed wire here, to be a bit hard to directly approach and hold up positions here. Conscript arriving, 3rd unit arriving. No upgrades, no molotovs, no anti-tank grenades so far. 4th squad on the way. 3rd Volksgrenadier squad on the way as well. But there you go, point secure. 1 unit sneaking up here in the north. Another one running to attack here, like going to can't envelop my position here. At the same time, I realize what's going on there, looking at the main map and sneak up the Sturmpioneers here. They'll quickly get caught here by the conscripts and double back across the road, hoping to quickly catch the conscripts and force them away. Maybe also get some good damage, and there we go. Yuri quickly drops like a sack of potatoes. And then realizing how he has a chance to quickly lay down some mines, since I realize he's probably going to be more active here, so a mine here would be good. Conscripts sneak about, and they're going to like again, seemingly on a route to hit here. Going to move towards here, probably due to the presence of the Sturmpioniere. 3rd Volksgrenadier squad moving up there. And a 5th conscript squad here on the way for Lethalpi. Going pretty heavy on the infantry. Setting up sandbags here to protect. Sturmpioneers sneaking up there. Engaged here. And I quickly set up some sandbag positions here, maybe a bit late though, but at the same time figuring I might have a chance here with only 3 conscripts firing at a time. That is, he's only having half the unit firing here. Sure, they'll be tougher to deal with, but at the same time, if I get sandbags up, I'll have a slightly better position here as well. Plus, I can then buy myself time to move up other units. Right here, Lethalpi is actually making a slight mistake, which is actually giving me more time to react. Volksgrenadiers getting caught by a lot of units. We're seeing 2 squads and a communist unit moving in and engaging the Volksgrenadiers for them to fall back towards the recently erected battle group headquarters. Volksgrenadiers taking up position here behind. Sturmpioneers should be also in survey soon here for the Feldherrn Halle. Bit of firing going on here. A good few shots there from the K98Ks. Molotovs are now available. Pulling back towards here. Healing, reinforcing, consuming center lost here to the Russians so far. Forces converging up here. Going to basically here deny him direct retreat path, which will force him to sort of come on. There we go. Units getting out in the open, but also seeing more losses. Already down to half health, down to 4 men. In fact, the Sturmpioneers, the full space moving up. There you go. At the same time, the unit here being a bit surrounded and outnumbered. And there you go. Routing further away, taking as long as path as possible, hoping to buy himself more time to make the rest of his unit here to actually cover up the retreat of the conscript unit there. Not a bad idea. Noting here, an MG-34's arrived. They've gone for fortifications. Did not go Luftwaffe, which could also grant me, and then also going actually some fudging Jäger. We're fighting around here, reinforcing that's going to be a bit of an advantage. And MG-34's got conscript. And there we go, hitting the retreat there, straight in front of my positions, and Lethalpi quickly going, no, yet, not Yuri. as he ends up with a lot of men dead right there. In fact, one unit entirely wiped out, no survivors. So a small bit of breathing space was brought there, although we do note he's actually laid down some mines of his own right there. Nicely placed, by the way, resulting in almost entire eradication of an entire unit there. So a bit nasty there. Field infirmary up, so rather heavy infantry focus here so far from him. Flamethrowers on the way here for Lethalpi and his comp engineers. The Sturm Pioneers, they're firing over the Sturmgewehrs. And the constantly in the Volksgrenadier moving northwards, going for the fuel point there. Not bad, not bad. Keeping up the Rasmus. I've been a bit preoccupied here, so of course that leaves this open. And Lethalpi reacts on that. Well done. Okay, now for arriving just in case you decide to rush from kind of vehicle. You never know. But Volksgrenadier is banking up here. And a quick shield hand granate. Forcing him, in fact, out in the open, since there's no other way to go due to the barbed wire here. Quick Molotov though following up. Sturmpan is sending up here, taking a little bit longer round to actually hit him on the retreat path, make it a bit hard for him to retreat. So there we go, he retreats in time, realizing the situation is bad, and hits a mine, then losing only one man there onto the retreat. Units on the centre. The MG-34 is remaining in church. We're seeing here that he's lining up for large assault. They're also guards into around, so he's maintaining here 5 squads presence. You know, replacing some of the country with guards infantry, a bit more well armed. Second truck moving up. Kenrath sending up to cover the village centre. There we go. Very large force, and units not holding up too well there. Bartwine showing he can't get too close too easily. And there goes Shilanganade, and nice strikes it on the Russians. They do see multiple flank, and then we're going more units moving ahead. Truck in a bit of trouble. Volksgrenadier is shifting northwards, trying to throw back to the Russians. Truck they're not setting up since that could easily be cleared up while setting up there by the conscripts. One's a bit unlucky. And U-34 remaining in town. Detonate there, and a few Molotovs there on the Russians. And ultimately we do see a Lethalpi actually pulling back in full force. He could have remained some of the units there to keep fighting, but apparently decided against it. That should allow the Wehrmacht to set up position here. Support weapon company up here for Lethalpi. And the Feldherrn Halle was a unit formed out of Sturmabteilung members, or at least the remaining ones, sort of mid through the war. There were essentially 2 units up. There was one Panzer Brigade which fought on the western front, and there's the Panzer Grenadier Division later on, though that would actually be expanded into a full Panzer Corps with 2 Panzer Grenadier Division Feldherrn Halle and some other minor battalions and attached to the Corps. Little fun fact there. There goes Schwerer Panzer Quarter setting up. It's 30cm flak. They're secured, getting back territory. Also, might want to realise there's a fuel point right here, easily accessible by the centre, to go and harass. By now, we got the guards building up here. Not upgraded with DPs, by the way. An interesting thing there. Would have expected them to actually upgrade with them. There we go. Does upgrade them around there. They're a bit late. Also, quick mine here. Sturm posting up in the building, and tank of a tank command going up here for the Lethalpi. Tanks soon to follow, comrades. Volksgrenadier sneaking south. And going for the point right next to his base. Forces moving forwards. Point here being secured. Volksgrenadier might want to spread out a bit. And needing an assault here on the building. DP soon upgrade. Might be too late there. Quick grenade could in fact clear out a lot of the occupants. They got Kutschbrock moving up there versus Sturm Pioniere. Flanking here as well. Flamethrowers. No, not flamethrowers, actually, it was the DPs. They got quick Molotov, that's Sturm Pioneers catching several on them on fire. Volksgrenadier falling back here through the village. MG-34 remaining to sort of cover up things, and at the same time actually into the point here neutral, taking up positions the house. An overall sort of maintaining a secure presence in the centre, slightly here as well. In position now with this, while sneaking up forces to harass and that way draw away forces out onto the flanks and away from the centre to sort of allow me to sort of partly strengthen my defence there, but also to sort of make stronger pushes elsewhere. Obersoldaten here arriving. Braver Veterans aus der Feldherrnhalle. This is an MG 43 or 34. Blah. Not good to mix those up. Conscripts falling back there after the building on fire. And quickly sneaking in the door and then the other to retreat. Not a bad idea there. And setting our mind there to protect his cut-off point, or well, his resource point here. A bit of an interesting move. I mean, you know, had this been the fuel point, this would be more understandable here, but as that neutral resource point, it's not so much worth it. It would be better if the actor was mining around his fuel point, or say around the cut-off point here. But striking south with the orbital down to try and regain that fuel point, force him off it. The more I can delay, the better. In fact, over to the ImperialDane. There you go. Obersoldaten warming up. And mowing down those Russians. Schnell, Heinz! Shoot them down! Before they actually have a chance of hitting us. And there you go, DP's letting loose there on the Volksgrenze. The grenade does wipe out half the unit there. This Stielhandgranate. Forcing the guardsmen to be a bit more cautious in their advance. Second Obersoldaten unit on the way. Obersoldaten let many Russians screaming on the ground. Immediately find themselves engaged here by another unit. Taking up position in the building. Overall, not so well. Not a lot of the men can actually shoot back, leaving the advantage overall to the Obersoldaten. Had it been the Guards infantry, it was probably a better choice, but as the conscript, not going to help him so much. Go, Commerce getting caught here by the schwerer Panzerquarters and the attendant Sturmpioniere. And there you go, heavy mortars are out there, also pretty much signals Guards' motive for him, which only makes it more vital they actually try and hold the fuel point to sort of delay his attempt at getting the double T-3045. So the longer I can keep that away, the better. Getting a Leichtes Infanterie should cancel the orbital done for that to get some artillery. In particular, realization of the heavy mortar. And go Leichtes Infanterie Geschütz arriving. Sneaking up here. Going for that point as well. Again, going to see if I can't draw some forces away from elsewhere towards here. Much closer to his base. Essentially relieving pressure. Leading up to the orbital down here to try and strike the heavy mortars. Again, note all major efforts are basically centered around here. The cross points I can cover here and here. An overall solid strategic positioning. My Schwerpunkt, if you will. Obersoldaten striking in, they're already taking a bit of damage. Getting focused off an awful lot, in fact. And ultimately forced to retreat before a man to pop up on a grenade. Realizing I'd rather not get them killed if possible. Force of the bend here, the position due to the heavy mortar fire on the church. Leichtes Infanterie slowly moving up the road. And hitting the mine on the way back. Good job, Jürgen. Infanterie Geschütz lets loose, revealing its presence with a bang. They're not really very devastating bang. There's the fighting though happening in the centre. Mine engagement, the Volksgrenze is doing most of the fighting with the Infanterie Geschütz. Providing support, trying to bombard that heavy mortar. There you go, managing a good strike. Almost in fact getting the entire mortar crew. Meanwhile, Lethal Pact flanks in quite nicely here with the Guards infantry. Good job there. The Stielhandgranate is quickly locked in his general direction. Actually ends up doing quite a bit of damage in conjunction with the other Volksgrenze, in particular the V-23 ones. And ultimately we do see that Lethal Pact actually forced to quickly pull them out before they are lost for all time. Volksgrenze there, close to getting back. Ah, scheiße. More Granaten. Obersoldaten shifting up here, getting that upgraded by the way so we can actually retreat to it. Infantry losses quickly piling up with the second squad of Volksgrenadier was lost, tragically so. MG34 will also have to fall back as the farmhouse is quickly turning rather bad to remain in. We do see now the Lethalpi possesses more infantry and does keep pushing on much more securely, in particular with the heavy mortar providing some rather vital artillery support, making it hard for me to actually establish a defensive position. There, of course, the Obersoldaten does present quite the good opportunity mounting a counter-attack there, breaking down those Russians with bullets. And quickly turning things around once more. The conscripts not quite equipped to handling them, at least not out in the bloody open. Of course, as soon as they do get some covered up positions, they do present a bit more of a threat to the attacking Obersoldaten. Nice mortar there, preventing actually a pursuit there. Further heavy mortar fire striking MG34 Sturmpionier moving in. Alternating a second mine there, and there we go. Looks like he finally managed to scrape together some armor there, Mr. Lethalpi. With the second Kenwerfer on the way, realizing I'm probably getting a Panther as I'm aiming for at the moment, instead opting for a second one to then buy me further time, though more infantry will be needed. And there you go, T-34 striking in. The Obersoldaten will not have the firepower to deal with that. Okay, we're moving forwards. Sneaking down forces there. Closing in on being able to get the Panther though. And Lethalpi, not P, but Pi, driving around his T-34-76. Looking for some easy targets, but also trying to avoid my Kenwerfer, which could cause him quite a bit of harm. And there you go, immediate fight going off. There are Kenwerfer strikes. Sense of victory point once more secured in the name of the Reich. I'm seeing a lot of forces moving forwards. Modes also ready once more. Fully crewed up, so can survive another barrage from the Leicht's Infanterie Geschütze if all goes well. One could consider setting up some emplacements or a bunker, but with the heavy mortar around now of the T-34, it does not necessarily strike one as a wise decision. Instead, waiting for the Panther is going to be probably the safest one. There you go, large push going after Lethalpi, leading up the centre, T-34 providing support as well, heavy mortar of course on top of everything else. Very strong attack force, and there you go, quick retreating back here to the battle group headquarters. At least retreating as much as humanly possible. There you go, T-34 moving in, and there you go, the mine placed behind the house actually meant to sort of catch an infantry force flanking in. Instead caught up the T-34. Did quite a bit of damage there, and in fact buys me some time to get in my Panther. So, a well-placed mine, though ending up catching something not quite intended, but either way, proving to be worth its ammunition. There you go, bun grenade into the ditch. Obersoldaten catching on fire. Infanterie sadly was not pulling up fire back enough. Scheiß. More strikes there, but sadly gets cleared out and ditched in a ditch by the remaining gunner there. Good job, Helmut, coward. Panzerkampf behind. There you go, Gassman moving in, but just getting caught in the ditch by the Sturmpioniere. Brutal fighting strikes out, grenades getting exchanged here. Kenwerfer takes some minor losses. And of course we got the heavy mortar bombarding here from now the village proper. Units flanks up here, but getting away from the viewpoint again due to the presence of the Schwerer Panzer Quartz. T-34 was repaired. So before that happens, Panzerkampfwagen 5 is bereit. Sent in from a nearby Panzer Division to support the Panzergrenadier Division. Though actually, that might actually have some Panthers as one of the few Panzergrenadier Divisions. Which was actually pretty rare. Most of them only had Stugs, maybe a few tank destroyers. The Panther forwards, and here we go, T-34, Panther striking. Combi's not looking too good either, and he's pretty much got no other anti-tank defences there. But time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation here. Lethalpi's just man sort of a great strike forward, but has taken quite some nasty casualties now, and of course with the Panther rhyming, he's been pushed a bit back here. Map control wise he's still dominant, but victory point wise he's looking a bit behind, and certainly also looking in terms of damage. He's a bit behind, also kill wise, but nothing completely impossible to recover from if he handles his things correctly. Looking at my current situation, I'm a bit short on infantry and should definitely work towards replacing some of those. Another orbital Dardan unit would be an immediately sensible choice. Also getting that a Keddenwerf recruit would not be an entirely bad idea either. Getting the Volkskriegs back to there and sort of doing that. And I was trying to get as much damage done with my Panther as humanly possible before I can sort of bring in a response that can sort of really drag it down and put a stop to it. In particular, if possible, also get that Panther before I can do anything with it. That would rather be it. Maybe also begin using some of my commander builds. Maybe a quick minefield with the Volkskriegs this could help out. Or say a flat position and emplacement right here could also prove to be reasonably handy, though of course still would be a bit exposed to the heavy mortar, and that's rather the sort of main thing that would hold back any placement, in particular the Pack 43, which now with the shorter range of course requires to be closer to the front line. For Lethalpi we see still more infantry, though he's lost another squad. Still a bit battered. He's not got quite the armour advantage at the moment. He's getting some field guns, though, which will help. But likely he might have to sort of wait for the T-30 for the fast. At that same time, it's going to be a bit risky. He's going to need at least one more field gun. He sort of wants to buy enough time for that. Some more mines would also be quite advantageous. Otherwise, tries to strike around here and there, force me away. Also seeing half strike. He could consider doing that with a quarterman and then striking the infantry. That could actually do quite alright. Leading some smaller charges and harassment raids on different parts of the map, but also considering just actually striking here with some field guns firing away with the T-34 acting as distraction. Clearing up the Schwerpanzer headquarters could do him a lot of good, would certainly leave my viewpoint here undefended. It would certainly force me to sort of divert more forces up here to actually cover things, and that would certainly begin slowly overextending me and my positions, so that would be another thought. Of course you could also just consider getting a second heavy mortar and basically bombarding the crap out of me and my men. That would certainly also be a viable option here for Lethalpi, but certainly getting back that viewpoint would be a good start for him more than anything else at the moment, if possible. And otherwise, you know, try to be careful with the Panther until he gets a response, instead trying to have the T-34 used elsewhere, that way getting the most out of that while trying to deny the Panther the most of its utility, which to a certain extent lies in blowing up tanks. I mean, it's effective versus infantry as well, but say not quite as effective as a T-34 or a Panther 4. So certainly won't be able to sort of get quite as much out of it that way. But back to the fight here.
The T-gun is ready for combat.
COH2 roaring in there. And I end up quickly driving away, a bit worried what he might have nearby the conscripts, which could actually cause my Panther problems if he gets a damaged engine. So in that case, I actually end up pulling back the Panther here, playing it a bit cautiously, unawares that currently he had nothing that could actually cause my Panther a great deal of harm, much to my fortune. But retaining positions otherwise, securing the center once more. Also done remaining here, this is a MG34. And their K9HKs. And their dotted camouflage uniforms. The Russians did also use camouflage uniforms in the war, but not quite to the same extent as the Germans, and the Germans basically used all sorts of patterns. Depending in fact on the branches, they had different patterns. The Luftwaffe had their camouflage uniforms, the SS had it, the Wehrmacht had it, and even then they might occasionally say use Italian camouflage uniforms as well, if they could get their hands on them. A little bit of fun, and there you go, Panther gets a nice hit, defending the viewpoint. Field gunners moving up, T-34 getting repaired here. Large infantry nearby, including Guards infantry. Flak half-tag also now up. And there you go, getting off some good hits on the Panther's rear. Nicely executed there by Lethalpi. Forcing the Panther immediately away there. Rakenwehr for the great to cover up, but a bit too late. Close to getting the T-34 there. Close, very close. Only a sliver of health The only thing keeping that running is Stalin's mustache, or at least the belief in it. And somehow, though, it managed to get away there. Veterans who won. Panther also pulls away. Slightly more kills its name, though. Sturm parties will need to get quickly reinforced and back in the fight. And noting their second unit of Obersoldaten arriving. Another assault going up here, but quickly thrust it back as well. The veteran 54th Volksgun is doing somewhat alright in the face of the Russians. And the infantry gun has actually not been recruited yet. Second field gun following up here for Mr. Lethalpi. Of course, the half-tank will also serve him quite good purpose, ensuring he doesn't have to retreat as much, ensuring he can retain field presence. That's actually a good idea there for him to get. I mean, the less time he has to spend running back and forth between the base and more, you know, just attacking and keeping up the pressure, the better. And that's one of the better reasons to actually get a half-track. Or anything really that allows you to reinforce at the front line, because again, that means less time wasted running back and forth. Which is what some players do tend to slightly forget. There we go, Obersoldaten holding up the unit there. Conscripts charging from the side, Scotsmen following up. Head on assault, they're a bit risky. Lots of conscripts chatting there, go Gebalteladung. Oh, getting the unit right there in retreat. Second Obersoldaten unit arrives. Kettenwerfer cleared out, though tragically. Quick grenade there, Obersoldaten actually charges forward. And the guardsmen there also end up taking some pretty nasty casualties. Almost getting wiped out, leaving behind only a single lone anti-tank rifle. The infantry also now begin to really pile up here for a Lethalpi. And actually, here in this note actually on the fog of war that the door opens, so I quickly pop in a grenade, doing a bit of damage there, getting a few kills with my Obersoldaten. Also getting a Luftsaufklärungspanzer, not what I usually get, but I think in this case I might be able to sort of ambush some of the anti-tank guns with, in which case it could prove to be worth it. Obersoldaten take a very nasty strike there from a mortar. But again, note old presence sort of largely initially focused here and then sort of taking it slowly from there. Field gun and T-34 versus Panther. And there you go, veteran T2, Panther forced away here. But at the same time flanking here with the looks, but not where of course that he's gotten an anti-tank in him before it's too late. He already takes a hit there, trying to flank around, deal with the other field gun here. So in this case I probably should be treating it already, but sadly that's too late. He caught by the T-34 now as well. Not going to get it for the looks, and that quickly bursts into flames and blows apart. But the Infanterie ist bereit and fires away, hoping to catch someone in its arc of fire. Well, Lethalpi slowly but surely building up here for the T-35, so hoping they can strike his way to victory. Since the Panther and our Kettenwerfers are proving to be quite the obstacle, and there you go, Church collapsed, denying any precision sort of hold up. Then they go also Veteran 2 on it, increasing rate of fire and its accuracy. Overall bad news for anyone on the receiving end. Striking across the ice, I mean, he does sort of make good use of the terrain, sort of advance from several sides. He's not lazy, but there we go, getting caught here by the Obersoldaten, quickly breaks up the assault. Quick grenade following up. MD-34 holding up and Panther joining in the fun. Veteran 2 on these Obersoldaten and striking around here in the corner. Getting as close as possible, thus getting the most out of the MGs. I mean, a lot of players like to sort of engage with the Panther with the MGs at range. I mean, when you have the MGs, I mean, and fighting versus infantry, you actually want to get close, sort of get the most out of the machine guns. They're not good at range, they're sort of really meant for sort of getting close and rather brutal with your enemy's infantry. Well, there you go, incendiary piercing rounds, the MD-34 there on the Obersoldaten as well, really taking through those conscripts, causing heavy casualties there. 2 lethal parts infantry, is actually beginning to bleed, but there we go. Krautmower setting up out to mow some Krauts down. But at the same time, the heavy cover here protects the Obersoldaten. Meanwhile, allowing them to try and clear out the field gun here. Gun shield, sadly, nothing quite versus the accuracy of these gunners. And even the crew are rather dead. and not very happy. Pantrack, of course, causing a bit of problem here for a half-track Orbison because he puts it down on the north as well. Lethal Spy Infantry now definitely in a bit of trouble here. 35 kills here, T-34 rolls in. Unit wiped out. Panther damaged with an engine. Not looking too good there. And the Volksguards need to retreat, but scheiße. Too late. Murdered there by Lethal Spy, nice executed by him, taking advantage of my reluctance to retreat there. Panther forced to roll forwards with a damaged engine. We got the heavy mortar there closing in on Veterans E3. That heavy mortar's really done quite well for Lethal Pie during this fight. Allowed him to do a lot of damage. Infantry on the other hand for me is also beginning to look a bit grim. In fact, I'll need some Volksgrenadiers. And the only reason you get Volksgrenadiers this late in the game currently is basically to have something to recruit your weapons with that's cheap. Since Obersoldat and Steel Pioneers is simply put going to be too expensive. But getting ever closer to those T-3045s. He's probably going to bet everything on them and basically rolling them down, which is not a bad idea, certainly. One Panther will definitely struggle a bit versus that, even with a few Kennwerfers in tow. There they go, leading away. Panther and Obersoldat getting ready to strike for the Reich. Slowly advancing into the village. And we see Lethal Pie setting up for an assault of his own, keeping the half-team out, of course, reinforced troops to the front line as well. All good there. And spreading out here to sort of cover different aspects of the village. But Kennwerfer also recruit here. In this case, though, by some Sturm Pioneers a bit desperately. Also nice use of sandbags here, Orbison fighting on their own, quick Geballte Ladung, and Veterans E4 soon available, which actually allows them to suppress infantry. Under the right conditions. Forcing up here, another Volksguards running, there you go, Panther opening up the T-34, Veterans E2 by the way, that should help the Panther itself. Veterans up a bit faster, Orbison going to sneak up here, attacking Lethal Pie support positions here, they were a bit exposed, he had not quite covered the flank there. And a quick bundle grenade there does quite a bit of damage to the heavy mortar crew. Flamethrowers are joining in, and they go forced retreat right through the Soviet hordes. That was perhaps not the wisest retreat path right there. And cooked assault in their less than heroic sacrifice. And there you go, wiped out by the T-34. And T-34 coming in the village centre. T-34 charging in. Bit of incendiary match going off there. Kennwerfer for Volksgrenadiers. Other orbs on here firing from the north, closing in a bit. T-438 kills him, firing away. On top of everything. ND-34 tank through the guards into point blank. D-34 taking further damage, we're seeing the Kennwerfer, and we're seeing the half track there tearing into the Kennwerfer point blank. Field gun cleared out. And the guards are just getting murdered here. They're not pulling back. And Panther there going for a quick combat blitz, hoping to catch that AA half track here. Trying to overdrive and get out of there, but caught in a bit of a perilous situation where maneuverability is not quite as strong. Field gun turning about. T-35 available. Absolute carnage here in the village. Everything's getting blown up and murdered. And the Volksguards here sadly did not survive. And thus infantry loss has actually gotten pretty heavy. Barely any left. An orbital line unit here. Some Sturm Pioneers, and that's about it. And the MD-34 are cleared out as well. More infantry gunfire. Orbital line almost wiped out. Down to one man. Run, Dieter, you are a hero of Germany. A man who has slain countless Russians. But there you go, T-35 available. Also infantry for Lethal Fireborn. And there you go, Veterans increasing the armor. There you go, T-35 don't quite care as much about that. Panther quickly heading a combat blitz to get as much distance between them. Because with Veteran 2, the shot's going to have a hard time penetrating the front there on the Panther. Whereas the Panther range can always penetrate a T-35 here. So we can keep as much distance between the two. I'll generally have the advantage. Even with that many T-35s, although the low health is going to make it a bit of a risky endeavour. Need to be careful with my infantry, but backing out here. Now we've got another nice strike there, almost getting it. Kanska's moving in. And utterly wiped out. There we go, they're reversing and forgetting all about the Schwer Panzer quarters. It's 13 rounds. striking the exposed rear of the T-35, and the other mine here paying itself off. Not set off from the entire fight here, but when he tries to get out the T-35, he sets it off and suffers heavy engine damage, getting my otherwise heavily damaged Panther a good chance of striking it down. So quick reversal there thanks to some well-placed mines. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, mines win wars. Amongst other things, because sometimes, you know, they might not have any immediate effect, but in the longer term, they might suddenly prove helpful in an engagement like this. And throughout this fight, the mines have definitely done more versus tanks. Basically allowing me to get the odds slightly more in my favour. There we go, T-35 down. And a second Sturm Pioneer unit to actually help repair things and get that Panther fit for fight once more. The Panther, though, definitely was that maintenance heavy vehicle in the war. MD-34 quickly recalled. And set up to cover the centre. Once more, most of the map is in fact Russian. He's definitely getting a lot more fuel out of them, in fact more than twice as much fuel.
Panther, ready to move.
But at the moment, he's going to be a bit off if he can get himself another pair of T-35s, though not that long. We're probably talking about maybe 5 minutes or less. Panthers are getting off a few good shots there, closing in on Veteran C3 and a higher rate of fire. And there you go, Veteran C5 for the Obersoldaten. Allowing them to sprint, amongst other things.
Time for action.
Nasty bit of shooting going on there.
Panther, ready to move. Target secure. Establish defensive line.
Second Panther available, and in the end though, there we go, game over. Lethalpi apparently feeling victories beyond his grasp after all this time, and ends up pulling back the 3rd tank corps here, having been sufficiently bloodied in the village of Semwaski. So rather close fight here at times. We were certainly several times close to getting it, but in the end the mines basically evened out the odds, basically ensuring that one tank never really could do much, giving me either the time to sort of regroup or basically giving me the upper hand. But another thing though was he basically kept on in the end just charging through the village. He never tried to say pull an attack from another side. For example, he never tried to say attack the Schwerer Panzer headquarters with some field guns in turn, basically trying to knock it out. Instead, he kept attacking in here into forward more prepared positions, which overall was solved. While he would get through, and he did so several times, it would be at a high cost, which allowed me to quickly counter-attack, in particular once this battle group headquarters was reinforced and well upgraded. So basically I could just pull back here, reinforce, then quickly counterattack. So overall the sort of strategy he did here was not that efficient. It was overall one of attrition, but overall attrition where I could quickly get back in the fight, and overall that way I won in terms of time sort of for fighting over the village. He never tried, for example, also sort of flank around here or even attack my base, forcing me to say have to divert something down here to protect my command headquarters. So there were a few things I think that Lethalpi could have done better in terms of the whole strategy. Again, that was largely where he would attack from, because again the way it's set up, again the way my Schwerpunkt was essentially again focused around here, allow me to sort of defend here reasonably solid. And again largely because also he kept attacking from one direction, again it allowed me to further strengthen my defenses around here. In terms of doctrinal usage, he definitely did more than me. I think he pretty much, except for using marked vehicle, much to my surprise, he actually used more or less every ability. Compared to me, I only used the MD-34. Then again, on this map, and the way he was actually playing again with heavy mortar, I would have had limited success with anything else, since the heavy mortar to an extent could have worked. Although Pack 43 around here could have been actually a pretty good idea, I will have to admit that. Or maybe a flag emplacement somewhere else could also have had some decent success. That, of course, is another discussion entirely. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If not, you know, send in a replay and provide some feedback in the comments. Also feel free to provide donations via PayPal or simply turning off ad block, since that means I get a bit of ad revenue that way without you actually having to pay anything. So this is ImperialDane saying cheers and thanks you all for watching.